And I know we've been harping on the heat lately, but the heat, of course, does affect everyone, including this poor little guy right here. Everyone's really feeling the heat. He just looks like he's really melting into the shade. This was taken out of Carbondale by Marcia, and I really feel for him. You know, that's just kind of my mental state, and I think it's going to be for at least the next week and a half. Live look right now outside of Carbondale, lots of blue skies and sunshine, and that's just making it all the much more warmer. We're back up into the 90s again today, and it's feeling like 111 for Jackson County. Humidity, it's at a pretty uncomfortable level right now. Winds right out of the south. That's all thanks to the heat dome, and that's where we're getting all of that warm air at right now. Heat alerts across the entire region. We're tracking that excessive heat warning for the northern portion of southern Illinois. Everyone else in that heat advisory. We're not alone in this. About 40% of Americans, 150 million people, feeling this heat. So maybe it's comforting to know we're not alone in this. Tracking 90s across the entire Midwest. 90 right now for Champaign, 92 in Chicago and Louisville, 94 for Nashville. Then of course closer to home we saw Carbondale somewhere in those low 90s. Harrisburg right along there with them, along with Carmi, Mount Vernon a bit warmer at 96. We've got 91 for Sikeston. Then you factor in all of that sunshine, all of the humidity, and it's feeling like 110 for almost everyone. So we're really at that deadly level as far as heat goes. So if you're able to, of course, limit your time outside this evening. Tracking sunshine in 90s, we fall into the 80s after sunset, and we stay there for most of tonight. So we're really not even seeing any relief into the overnight hours. Lows only in the upper 70s. Into this evening, we're tracking sunshine and hot temperatures into Friday. Believe it or not, it's going to be warmer than today. Most of southern Illinois hitting 100 degrees. And then into the weekend, it's nice and cool. Go ahead and grab that sweater out. We're tracking, let's see, low 90s, so at least a bit nicer than what we're tracking today. And a couple chances for those isolated storms as well. So overnight tonight, we're staying fairly clear. By 9 o'clock, still somewhere in those upper 80s. As you're heading out the door tomorrow morning, still tracking low 80s. Lunchtime, we're pushing 100 degrees by noon. So we quickly warm right back up, heat into season the triple digits. And here's a look at the highs for tomorrow. Triple digits by 4 o'clock. We've got upper 90s for everyone else. And then by 10 o'clock, we fall right back down into the mid 80s. So it's going to get very warm very quickly. We've got 100 expected for the high Friday, upper 90s on Saturday, and there's that cool off mid 90s for Sunday. Great to have the Storm Track 3 app. Of course, we recently saw that heat advisory upgraded to an excessive heat warning just last night. And as far as relief goes, we're really having a hard time finding any. Our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook trending warm and well above average. So typically for this time of the year, I know it is the end of July, but we usually hit the average around 88 degrees. So hitting 100, hitting the upper 90s, it's just very unseasonably warm. Tracking some isolated storms possible to start the weekend and then for the next work week as well. But I know I've been asked a few times the last couple of days, where's the widespread rain? And we're really just not seeing those chances. Just a lot of heat on the board.
Yeah, a lot of heat.
We could use some rain to cool things off.
We could.
All right. Thank you, Katie.